Hello YouTube, this is Jessica from STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial, I showed you how to create layers and how to make them visible, invisible, and all of that good stuff. And this is going to be very handy, especially when you're dealing with annotations and labels and all that good stuff, because you can make them visible, invisible, just like I'm doing here. And if you haven't watched my last tutorial and you want to know how I did this, go and watch it, because I'm going to take everything that we applied in the last tutorial into this tutorial. Because like I always say, I don't. It's not my intention to reinvent the wheel, but build on what we have built already. Just keep building on it. So basically, this is the main file. As you can see, is the main RS right here. It's the same main file that we've been using all along. And as you can see, that's the filters and all that from before. So now I'm adding this new directory. And this directory is the one that you're going to see right here. It's this guy right here. So you have file, right? You have the edit, the filters that we did from before, the layers. But now I created a different tab, and it's this tab right here is scientific tab. And there's some other stuff there that I don't want to get into because I'm not done with yet. But in the measurements bar, this is something that I'm still working on. So maybe in the next tutorial we'll get into that. I also added the ability to do region of interest, and you can change the shape. But in this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about the scale bar and how to create a scale bar, because that can be very handy, especially if you're doing some type of scientific visualization, or if you want to calibrate images, or you want to know how you can do that, you can do that. Especially also if you're doing like microscopy and you want to calibrate an image. For example, you can open. Let's just open this one. This is an image of a micrometer, and you normally microscopists use these in order to calibrate images, to make sure the calibrated software, to make sure that the computer, the screen coordinates and these image coordinates are on the same page. So they usually will use one of these to create a set of values for each objective. In this case, you can have a 5x objective, you can have a 10x objective. So that's why I created this dialog. If I want, actually, I'm doing it for one application that I've been working on, and I'm creating my own calibration tool. That's why I built this. So that's basically what I'm going to be working on today, because this can be tweaked, and you can do all kinds of applications with these things, because it's pretty handy. So enough talking, let's start getting into the code. This is the scientific menu. It's the same, like I said, it's the same main file that I've been working with. And as you can see, I added the scientific channel manager, and here these are the same files right here. You can see side by side. I'm going to open it here. And for example, if you go into the scientific channel manager, it's this one right here. And there it is. Show channel manager, and it's got everything that is in this guy. So if I open it here, you're going to see channel manager. It's this thing. I'm still working on this, so I don't want to get into that yet. So if you want to see, let's let's go back to the main. Let's say that this one should, oh, I'm out of the file main. So let's say that I want to know measurement scale bar. That's the one that I'm working with. So it tells you right here, it's found is in the scientific directory, which is this one right here, in the tools directory, which is this one right there, in the interactive, which is this one, and then this is the method, the particular one that we're working on. So if you go into that file, um, scale tool, there you go. You find this right there. And I'm gonna put this in my GitHub so you can find it. And but everything that I'll be showing you is right there. So if for another example, let's say that now I want to work with region of interest. So if you want to see this one right here, region of interest. So if I want to see where that's coming from, is I go into measurements, region of interest, scientific, tools, 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 interactive, and then start interactive ROI tool is this one right there, and there it is. So if you want to know how all of these files work, everything is right there. Just letting you know where I'm getting this stuff from. So what is happening here? I added, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. So let's see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, and 5. That's it. So that's where they're coming from. So let's get into the code a little bit so you see what's going on. Basically, I'm only going to mention to you today the scale tool, dialog, and the scale tool, just to give you an idea. They're all basically built on the same programming logic. So if I cover one, will be covering the others in a way. So basically, we bring in FLTK, all the stuff that we need for the graphical user interface. We're bringing here the usual suspects. We're bringing the directories that I'm working with. I just show you those. Annotation type, annotation, it's that one right there. And if you open it, you're gonna see annotation type, it's that one right there. So continue. This is struct interactive scale in the implementation of the struct. This is where all the magic begins. This is interactive scale. The cloning, the borrowing, mutability, and all the from this guy, the reference counting, and the mutable share states. We've been doing that all throughout this tutorial series, so this is nothing new to you. Here is where we're drawing the line. So when I go click and draw the line, let's say that I choose, when I do that, if you see, when I first click and draw, click is the instructions that it tells you. You see them right over there. Comes out and then goes away. You see it? Click and drag to draw. That's where it's coming from. This is what this is. So where the spacing, the draw the line, the color. So in this case, if I want to change it from 4, let's say that I want to change it to 8, and then save it, and then run it again. So you're gonna see it's gonna be a lot thicker when I open it. So now when I open, just open a different image. Let's do this one so you can see the color. So let's say that I open it and now I do the same thing. Scale bar. Now you see it's a lot bigger. Okay, and that's how easy it is to change it, because this is not a black box. You actually see what's going on. So you can change the color. Right now I have it a white and solid 8, but let's just put it back to 4 because it's a little bit too thick. This is where you draw the end points, the X, the Y, floating 64, and you draw a circle because this is the circle that is being created when I do it as a circle. So continue, show the pixel distance. This is what's happening when it tells you how far it's going. This is the click, the events, the click, drag, let go of the mouse. Click, drag, release. We've been seeing that all along since we started with the cropping tool. This is where that is happening. And once you release the mouse, then starts creating the setting the scale, the all of the stuff that we got from here, all of that begins to happen right here once you let go. And it's going to redraw if you let go. It's going to come back like you see when I release the mouse and then I start clicking and dragging, it will start redrawing again. Okay, so that's what's happening here. That's the scale tool. And now if I look at the dialog, it's going to show me, where is it? Right there. And now this is the dialog, and it's got all this stuff for the graphical user interface, the buttons, the pack, the frame where the display is going to be, the colors, um, input window, all of that good stuff, buttons, bringing back the same thing that we did before, reference counting, mutable, chair states, ability. Now it begins to do, when you do the set scale here, for example, when I do scale bar, and then it's going to, this is where that's coming from. That dialog is, that's the one that I'm creating right here. So set scale, color background. It's this background that's default. It's using the pack at 280 and by 350 with the spacing of 10. You can play with the spacing. Here it's going to have the pixel distance. This is what that is being, it's dynamically generated depending on where you're clicking. So that's going to be changing. Um, what else? The known distance input is this input right here. As you can see, it's an input. It sets the color. You can change those. It's color black. You can see it's black, black. And the unit input is this one right here. Also an input box called light 3 and black, black, just like that one. We continue down, objective input. And all of these can be changed. Right now I have a default value of 5x. This is what you see it right there, but you can change it. This is if you want to, when you change different objectives, it's going to basically change them there, and it's going to be changing them on the terminal to let you know what's going on. It's handy for debugging reasons, purposes. And the pack of the button pack for all the buttons, this guy's right there. First row buttons. And you've seen this before. Add objective, set scale, it's that one right there. Cancel, it's that one right there. The size of the button. Remember, always with buttons, you're going to see position, size, and label. Position, size, and label. And we continue, update the preview when the distance changes, set scale, the callback, when you hit this button with the set scale, what is happening is going to get the distance, is going to get the value that went in into the input, and it's going to get the value that went into the objective. That's all going under the hood, and it's going to be shown here in the terminal. Let's say that I choose 1 micron, and then I say set scale. You see it right there, setting scale, and it gives you the pixels, and it gives you the micron. You don't see the dialog anymore, it goes away. And this is, like always, you've seen that before. This is the while loop that keeps the dialog open. The moment that for example, to do it again, it keeps it open until I do something. Once I click and set scale or cancel or add objective, then it goes away. Okay, so it's waiting. That's what's happening right here. That's the loop. And returns the value, all of that, and goes back and saves it. So that's basically what's happening with the scale bar functionality. Like I said, in the next tutorial, I'm going to be working with the probably the line profile or the region of interest tool. But we'll do that in the next tutorial. But if this is the end of this tutorial, if you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.